Hi, Shell.
And hello to all you other wonderful weirdos watching.
Oh, what I need right now is everybody to watch Monday's video. I've just had too much of it. I have had too much annoyance with Monday's video since it got deleted. It's a very long video. It took so long to edit, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. Yeah, you're all gonna watch it and like it, right? Please. It's what I need. It's what I need. It's what I need. Speaking of things needed, I Know What You Need by Stephen King. So, I Know What You Need is one of the longest stories in here, and oh my goodness, it's not really a horror, but more of a can you trust somebody type of question mark, question mark, question mark. And we start off with Elizabeth studying for a final exam, and she gets approached by this guy who says, I know what you need. Ice cream. Yeah, everybody can use some ice cream, unless they're lactose intolerant, but that thought kind of sticks with her head after she turns him down. We then get her coming back to her dorm and explaining the whole thing to her roommate Alice, saying that she went to get an ice cream because it was in her head that she wanted ice cream. And there he was, waiting with 2 ice creams in his hand already. Red flag. Run away. Run away. Just saying, just saying. Yikes. This guy is basically the too good to be true type of person. He's even got the questions she's going to be facing because the lecturer she has often uses the same questions from the previous year. And he took that class last year and remembers it exactly. And so she studies from the questions that he's given her, passes it highest in her class because she'd been really fretting about it. And he's outside waiting to see the results. If she's passed, she kisses him on the cheek and go, yay, brilliant. And so he takes her out to a celebratory burger, I think. Celebratory meal. And basically she has to let him know that she's engaged or some like close to marrying. I believe the term was like got a boyfriend close to marrying, because there's that really horrific line in there that I think every person who presents like feminine gets off men. The look that he gives her that puts that little in you, and it's basically the interest look in wanting more. It's a little off-putting when you get it. Very off-putting, actually. Ugh, so after letting him down easy, saying that not interested, and so the summer arrives, she goes home to her partner Tony, who for some reason there's this like inkling that she's not actually wanting to marry him, and it's not specifically clear if that's been there for a while or just suddenly. It's just we're just getting the here and now feeling, so I don't understand if it's what is going on or if it's been like that for a little bit. But she feels like she's gonna have a good time that summer, but we soon learn it's the worst summer of her life. Because Tony dies in a car accident, and it's the brakes of this red Fiat melted, and the boy who behind the wheel was trying to stop the car and was panicking, and she is absolutely mortified to know that it was 100% a genuine accident. And so she finds herself alone in a cove and crying. And who turns up? The guy who gave her the test. What the hell is the guy's name? Jeez, I am terrible at remembering names. Ed Hammer. So Ed turns up and is the perfect comfort and basically takes her to go eat and orders for her. And there's that weird line going, that she doesn't feel hungry, but he ordered the exact same thing that would have made her realize that she needed to eat. It's kind of like by magic, he knew exactly what she needed. The book couldn't handle it. So, yeah, there's this too good to be true thing going on, and she's even thinking it in the back of her head. She couldn't sleep when she thought she would because she's finally starting to feel a bit better in herself, but she can't shake the feeling that he's only there because her roommate Alice told him what happened, but she knows that Alice is summering elsewhere to where he said she told him. Because she's so broken up about it that he actually convinces her to go back to college, and so despite all of the things that is going on, she does return to college, and so white envelopes have been turning up for Alice because Alice hasn't confirmed or denied anything yet because she's just like wanting to look into things first. A few months go by and she has not heard from Ed, which made me think, is she going to get convinced into a cult? Because sometimes people get given like love and attention and then they withdraw that as a making them want it as a sales tactic of trying to like pull them in. Like that's what I thought this was going. Like, he's going to convince her to join a cult because he hasn't been around. But when he does turn up, she asks him why hasn't he called, and his literal response is, "Oh, I thought I'd let you date around." She's been turning dates down, and I would have. I don't know what other people would do in this situation, but for me, if my relationship ended because the person died, how much time is okay to start dating again? Because I don't know, it's just a few months. It seems a bit weird. If you are like about to marry this person, even if the regret is there, it still felt a bit soon. There was no cooling down period. I mean, there's the grief period, but then there's the getting back on the horse is like still seems further away than what maybe should happen. I don't know. It seemed a bit quick that she was getting back into dating. Or what? I don't know. But yeah, she's turning down people around the college, mainly because she's hoping for Ed to turn up. Yeah, so he's already got the hooks in her. When he turns up, he is the perfect gentleman. He doesn't force her to do anything she doesn't want to do. He's got the same taste in films. He's got the same interests as her. The works. The works. Too good to be true. And it is. Because Alice, she basically eventually sits Elizabeth down to say she's had a private investigator look into Ed. Turns out he's had quite a rough history. His dad was a gambler and was down on his luck, had to move, then went to Las Vegas, and eventually he started taking the boy with him and realised there was a bit of a good luck thing going on there. There was a very good luck charm indeed, and so he kept taking the boy to the casino floor when there wasn't a particular rule against it, until they did employ the rule that the boy was not allowed to be on the casino floor. And so he found other ways of getting his gambling wins with the good luck charm. And his mother ended up going into an institute for mental health, which is sugarcoating it. It's the when was this published? And when she came out, they went on a camping trip, and she drove the car with her husband in it off a cliff, and maybe she was trying to run her son over at the same time because she really hated his, like, she really suspected something was up, called him the devil and all that, and Yikes. And so, yeah, that is not great. It is a rough childhood upbringing. But at the same time, it's heavily implied that there was something about the boy being A, a good luck charm, B, his mother going insane about devil, child, etc. And so there's got to be something to him, right? And so Elizabeth is basically upset by Alice doing all this, but she at least listens to the whole thing and goes to seek Ed, basically. Not initially because she wanted evidence, but she ended up being there for just wanting to see him because she doesn't want to be with Alice at the minute, since, you know, she's completely against the whole thing. Because they are literally dropping the L word down after a few months. Because he's not home, she basically reaches for the key because they've had study dates in his flat, so she knows where he keeps the key. And there's this one room that she couldn't get into, and it's when she does the exact same thing with the hidden key. Why do people keep keys on the door frame? It seems like the most stupidest place to keep a spare key. What? I keep a spare key with a friend, because at least I know that it's like safe with somebody else. Jeez. But above a door frame, I've even seen people try to hide it in a fake rock on high up. What? It's so weird. I don't know how people. I'm not gonna get into how people store their spare keys. It's not the point of the story. It's just something that bugs you. It's just one of those logistical things that just like irritate you. But it works for the plot because she needs to get into his flat and then again into the closet that is locked. Because she's also commenting on how the whole apartment is like designed specifically to be perfect, and it just seems too perfect. Like even finding a book on the 50s dance that they won on this particular 50s dance called The Straw, and she's even picked that off the shelf, flipped it open, and she sees that this thing's been marked down and her name is literally on the cover. Oh, her name is on the book, written in, yeah, it's just weird. She does get into this locked closet with the hidden key on the door frame that technically ain't hidden, and it's like he's shoved his personality into this closet, like everything, like tennis rackets that need strung up, everything just, it's a mess. Even his green jacket is in there. Even books that he would probably prefer to read over the ones that he's keeping on his bookshelf is in there. Like, I mean, looking at the titles that are listed, I don't know anything about them, but I'm assuming it's a completely different personality to what is like presented in actual flat on his bookshelf, presented to the world or presented to her. Like, yeah, I'm this type of person. This is my flat. These are the books I read. But in this closet is his actual personality and all the books he likes, all hidden away. And she's just looking at it, and she finds this tin in his jacket pocket. And in the tin, she finds a doll with a piece of scarf that she thought she lost a few months ago whilst on a cinema date with him. And the hair on it is not like her hair, because her hair is sandy brown, it is sandy blonde, but this hair is almost white, and it's the hair type she would have had when she was a child. Because one of the things Alice had found out was that he was in the same school as her before she moved when she was a child, like very young, like first grade, I think. I'm not familiar with American schools to give an accurate comment on, so, but he was there. Like, so they have known each other for longer, technically, but because it's been so long, she can't remember. But oh my god, he has, and he's kept hair kind of creepily cut, potentially at nap time, because that was the year they were allowed scissors. So he's kept this little bit of hair. Since then, oh boy. And there's like 2 other dolls that represent his parents. And what is even worse is that she finds a little toy car that you can get at the shop, but painted red, and the underside of it has been hammered at. And yeah, so he's basically done the stereotypical black magic of cursing objects. So he's using this particular magic to kind of make things go his way. And so, oh boy, he's actually appears at the door, because that is exactly what happens in these stories. Every single time they have a little rummage through situation, there's always they appear at the door and then we've got to deal with the situation. I don't know, it's a little cliche. It's just it's a bit too cliche, but it works. I'm happy that there is a subversion, because he starts monologuing and she just like drops the doll of her on the ground and just like stamps on it mid monologue, because he's just like spouting out all this stuff that he's loved her for so long. How can Tony say the same? Oh, his parents didn't love him. Don't do that! But yeah, she's just like, no, it doesn't matter. You killed him. Which, brilliant. Absolutely. And that means it's basically that labyrinth thing going, you have no power over me, do you? Not anymore. Not now. And she just walks out, goes to the bridge, tosses the contents of the box into the river, and just keeps walking. There is this really, really good line in here. She remembered the way she had reacted to Alice, trying blindly and jealously to hold on to something that was easy rather than good. Not caring. Not caring. This line is so good. It is like, what we would rather do is take the easy path over what is difficult and actually good for us, or the better path, whereas it's just easy to sit back and do nothing, and it's the nice easy coastal path that we can just sit in and do nothing and not care, blindly go where it takes us, even though it's twisted and dark and we shouldn't do it. It's like a critique on toxic relationships, because this is a nice guy doing nice guy things, and it should end up on the nice guy subreddit. Ugh. Because he's literally fell apart at the end, showing his true colours, going, I'm a nice guy. Yeah, he belongs on Nice Guy subreddit, basically. But yeah, he's even saying that you'll never find somebody this good again, and it's just like she will never find happiness like she was happy with him, calling on that line of the easy path. And it's just, yeah, no, it's not a good path. Do the difficult thing. And also, society has built into us that we will only find happiness if we're with somebody. We don't need to be with somebody. We don't need to be with somebody. And if we do go with somebody, we would rather it be with somebody who is genuine and good. It needs to be good. And it's like an empowerment short story of somebody falling down the rabbit hole but finding their way out. And at least this has a good ending, because Stephen King does not like good endings in this book. Oh, so yeah, this one was a good one. I'm just I'm not, it's not out there. It's a nice empowerment story, but it's not got that it's a nice simple one, but it does go to the human experience of, you don't know who's being genuine to you, and people lying to you just to get what they want out of you. Yes, I have an Iron Maiden bookmark. It's fine. But yeah, it was an okay story. Not the best, but it does speak to how people get manipulated. I mean, yes, this used a black magic, but in real life they wouldn't actually use black magic. They would find more weird ways of doing it. But because it is twisted that he has been doing this creepily since he was a child. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. It was good. It's fine. Didn't blow me away, but it was solid. It was solid. So that was this week's short story. Please watch Monday's video. I worked so hard on it. Oh. But yeah, bye, Shell.
And bye to all you other wonderful weirdos watching.
Bye.